This is it.
This is it.
Yep. Got to be pretty quick,
Okay.
but they're all over the cow skull.
Oh, wow.
Traditionally, the most popular method of showcasing your trophy buck, or any big game for that matter, has been the shoulder mount. A shoulder mount is just that. It's a classic style taxidermy wall mount that starts at the animal's shoulders, and while this type of mount is still the most popular, in the last 10 or 15 years, a different type of mount has seen a resurgence in popularity. A European mount, or skull mount as we call them these days, has been around for centuries. It was the original type of taxidermy developed in Europe as the first way to display trophies. Skull mounts came somewhat naturally, whereas methods for preserving the actual skin and entirety of the animal came much later after considerable research and development. A lot of development. With shoulder mounts now costing north of $500 and in some cases approaching $1,000, skull mounts offer considerable cost savings, not to mention they take up less space and can be displayed in a variety of ways. But how do you completely clean a skull? Well, it turns out there's a variety of methods. Simply using a sharp knife and a power washer, extended boiling, or, as in the case with Toby's technique, getting some help from some small friends that just happen to have a voracious appetite for dead and decaying flesh.
They're actually native to the country.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're non-invasive. Like if you go out here along the road and roll a deer head along a car over in the summer, it's part of the Dermestead family.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I didn't know that. I just assumed, I don't know, in my mind, like they came from Africa or something like that. But yeah.
It's like a carpet beetle, leather beetle,
Okay.
larder beetle, anything that kind of family. They don't like light, but they that's like the frass and stuff that they come at. Just like they molt 7 times before they get to adult stage.
So do they eat, so they only eat dead meat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Rotted
it has to
flesh.
be, okay.
Yep.
So, and boy, they did scatter. Whenever you open that up, they all head and hide, don't they?
And that's been in there for 2 days. So I'd say with another 3 days, it'll be clean, ready to come out.
And whenever you say it's clean, it comes out of there. What's it look like when it comes out?
Right here. There's nothing on it.
Oh, wow. So it is completely 100%.
Yep. There's no harm to the bone, like boiling. A lot of people boil their skulls.
Yeah.
But the heat, expands the bone and everything else. And I started out with 2,000 beetles, and you give them meat, keep growing your colony. Mm-hmm. Once you get up to, they eat about 1 pound of meat a day.
Okay.
They're good for a skull.
So when you say you give them meat, is it just like...
Just anything rot.
Okay.
Starting to rot. I mean, you don't go out here along the road and pick a possum up. It's been laying there for 3 days. But yeah, they're scavengers. That's the strong colony. This one here, see, that's been in there for 2 days. So
Okay.
I'm slowly building it back up. Normally it can do 3 skulls in 4 days.
Okay. Well, now obviously you got a slew of deer skulls
Yep.
lined up here.
Yep.
Is that primarily what you do, is deer skulls?
Yeah,
or?
deer skulls, coyotes, done a horse skull, snapping turtles.
Okay.
I actually have 2 paddlefish in the freezer right now from Missouri
Okay.
that a young fellow wants to articulate the skeleton back together. So that'll be pretty interesting.
Hunters, scientists, and animal lovers in general all make use of Toby's services. His operation utilizes 2 colonies of flesh-eating beetles, or Dermestes maculatus for you scientific-minded folks. In addition to being able to handle more skulls, this is also to help protect his business, because raising beetles isn't as simple as throwing some rotting meat and a few beetles in an old freezer and letting them go to work. If you want healthy, hardworking, and eating beetles, you need to regulate their temperature, humidity, and protect them from predators. In addition to freezing the skulls before feeding to kill off the bacteria, Toby also has to keep a lookout for unwanted visitors.
You don't want it dry, but you don't want it moist either. Mm-hmm. Moist, they'll get a mite, and it'll kill the larvae.
Okay.
They have a ham beetle. It's a small green beetle. They'll eat the eggs.
Okay.
And it's just a constant war to keep them out. But
Once the skulls are cleaned by the beetles, Toby boils the skulls for a short time in a mixture of OxyClean and Dawn dish soap to degrease them, and then, depending on the customer's wants, they can be returned in a natural state, whitened through a bleaching process, or hydro-dipped in the customer's choice of graphics. While Toby is a licensed taxidermist, he's also a hunter at heart, so Stair skull cleaning and hydro-dipping also does a little something special for the young hunters out there.
I mean, I've always been fascinated with horns.
Yeah.
And it's just nice to handle everybody's deer.
Yeah.
Young kids. I do if they kill their first buck, I do it for nothing for them.
Oh, wow.
And
That's very cool.
Yep.
And there you have it, a taxidermy tradition that dates back centuries, all helped along by some not-so-scary bugs with a very scary name. It's the tale of Toby and his flesh-eating beetles. You can find out more about Toby and his tiny hungry friends by searching for Stair Skull Cleaning and Hydro Dipping on Facebook.
That actually doesn't smell that bad.
It's just it's not rot.
It's cousin to rot.
Yeah.